Right folks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly at the front of the room go through and do this task for those who are maybe struggling with it. You'll notice if you're paying attention I hit record, so I'm recording it to the microphone. I'm not saying I'm going to put it on, but I might stick it at the bottom. This is a task we're doing. All I'm going to do to make it a wee bit easier for me to go backwards and forwards is to simply copy my text here and put that into my new Thorny program. Okay, so a couple of things are immediately wrong. Let's put those, sort them out. Now, the reason why I'm doing this way is simply because it allows me to not have to keep swapping between each bit, but also I can then use those as comments for doing each bit. Okay, so I can then use this to kind of work through and get everything the way I want it to. So here's my main program. Step 1, get group name. Okay, so I'm going to take a new line and I'm going to need a variable called group name. And then just going to grab that with an input. Now, I've just said what is the name of the group, but ultimately there might already be something else. If I look back at the program itself, I might find there's a test run. Okay? And you can see an example of the test run of the output, but there's no example of the test run for the input. So I'm good with that. So we go back to Thorny. So what is the name of the group? Then we have step 2. In step 2 we had to refine, and the refinements for step 2, which I've done elsewhere, are basically it's an input validation. So ask, repeat, error, ask. So let's ask the question. So get a valid number of pupils for the group. So I need number of pupils. So number of pupils equals, and it's going to be an integer. So ask, repeat, which remember there's no repeats, we need to use a while, so we need to say while no pupils is less than 4 or no pupils, I think it was 10, greater than 10. So ask, repeat, error, print, please enter a number between 4 and 10. Ask, repeat, error, ask. Well, I'm far too lazy to type that again, so I'm just going to copy and paste. Ask, repeat, error, ask. So now we have the following. Step 1 is that. Step 2 is that. So step 3 is look for each pupil in the group. Okay, so we're going to look for each pupil in the group. So for index in range number of pupils, so no pupils. Okay, so we're going to look for each pupil in the group. What am I going to do now? Get pupil name. Okay, so how am I going to store the pupil name? So there's going to be more than one name, therefore I need an array. Okay, pupil name. Okay, we know it's going to be a name, it's a string. How many do we have? Well, it's a maximum of 10. Times 10. Okay, so therefore we've got that as a maximum of 10 pupils, and now we're going to get the pupil name. So pupil name equals input, please enter the name of the pupil. again, put a bit. Okay. Decide and store the ticket cost for each pupil. Okay, well, I'm going to have to go back and remember how that works. So there was 2 ticket costs. One was with a photo and one was without a photo, I think, if I remember right. So entrance tickets and entrance tickets with photo. So how are we going to organise that? Well, we're simply going to ask that question. So let's read what else it's got. Decide and store the ticket cost for each pupil. Right, so we're going to need to store it, so we're going to need ticket equals ticket cost. Sounds like it's going to be a whole floating point number, and it's 10. Okay, so question is going to be is, do you want a photo? Is that going to be the question? Let's have a quick back look and check. So entrance and photo ticket, $4.99 or just the entrance ticket. So they can buy either or. So I think I'll just ask the question, do you want a photo with that? So I'm going to have choice equals input. Do you want a photo with your entrance ticket? Okay. So choice up the top here, so I can use it later on. So if choice equals what? Just a yes. Then ticket index equals $4.99 off the top of my head. I go back and look at that. Else ticket index £3. Check those prices. £3 for ticket, $4.99 with it. Fantastic. A equals £3. Spelt ticket wrong. Okay. So I've done that, decide and store. That's it. Okay, so end loop. Oh, display results. I've missed that step 7 there. No wonder I couldn't figure out how it was going to look, which was the thing I refined. Okay, so let's put in this bit here so I remember what I've done. So I've done a loop. I've got the ticket name, got the people name. I have decided and stored on each ticket, although I might want to come back to that because I'm not sure that's got everything I want in it. And now what I'm going to do is display results. So how am I going to display the results? I'm going to need a for loop, and I'm going to say for index in range no pupils. I'll put the bracket the wrong way there, I'll fix that just now. Okay, so let's look back how it's going to look, because it actually gave us an example of the output. Well, when I look at it I can now see that we have this at the top before this repeating information. So group name, number and group, let's go ahead and do that. So I need to go back here, so print group name I can't remember what I called that, group name. Print number and group, and again I can go back and check to make sure it's the right one. Okay, now I can go ahead and print what I want. So all I'm looking to do is to print, and this is going to be rough and ready, but it's not going to be correct either. So we're going to print out the pupil name, and I already see a mistake I've made further up the page. Index, and the ticket index. Okay. The mistake I've made further up the page is I've not put an indexed app when I've got the people name. Okay, so in theory, that's it. Mr. Stratton, you didn't test as you went along. No, you're right, I didn't test. I didn't even save as I went along. You'll notice I've not even saved at this point. So I need to save it. I'm going to throw it onto my task on my desktop. I'm going to call it 2015 into coursework because that's what the file was called that I opened. And that should be us.